Krishna 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 hai. Krishna 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 pahi mam. Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rama Raghava Rakshamam. Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava Krishna Keshava pahi mam. Thank you. We'll start our class for today. So we are going to see about Akrura's pastimes. So in Vrindavan, and while he was going towards Vrindavan, what he was thinking. So his journey to Vrindavan, we will see. So for that we are first looking to the dynasty from where Akrura and Krishna and all these people come, like all these divine personalities, they are coming. So somebody might think that, is it real? Like to the people who are not non-believers, this is a very historical proof that Krishna and Akrura, they are not just mythological characters. They are historical figures, and they are divine personalities. One is devotee, one is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So you can at home, you can look. I will share this chart, and you can look into it very deeply and very nicely. It has given everything. So for our time being, I will start with Yadu dynasty. So from where it is coming. So Pururava king was there. From that, Ayu came, and then from that, Nahusha came, and from Nahusha he begot Yati, Yayati, and some few more kids. So from Yayati, Yadu, Turvasu, and other were there. Yadu and Puru are the main. So Yadu is called Yadavas. From Yadu, this all Yadava dynasty came. So Yadu begot Sahasrajit, Kroshta, Nala, Ripu. And from Kroshta, Vidarbha, and then Kritha, Satyavata. And from Shatwata, this Vrishni and Andhaka, Bhoja, all these dynasties came. Divya, Bhai, all these dynasties came. So from Vrishni, Sumitra and Yudhajit, they were the actually Vrishni is the king, and it is also a dynasty. From that king the dynasty came, and he begot Sumitra and Yudhajit. So from Yudhajit, Suni and Anamika. So again Suni, Vrishni, and then same name maybe, and then from Vrishni, Sofalka and Chitraratha. So for Sofalka's son is Akrura, and other children he got. Okay, and here Andhaka and Bhoja dynasty. From Andhaka, Kukura and Punarvasu, and then Ahuka. From Ahuka he begot Devki and Devka, sorry, and from Devka is the father of Devki. And Devka and Ugrasena, they are brothers. So Ugrasena got Kamsa. Okay, so actually Ugrasena's wife, we got a Kamsa, and the Kamsa is not actual Ugrasena's son. So we got by his wife from some other demon. That's why Kamsa's characteristics were not like demigods, but it was like demons, because he was a demon's son. He was not actual Ugrasena's son, but his wife, we got Kamsa from some demon. That's why. So, so Kamsa and Devki are cousin, brother and sister. And then like we saw already about Akrura, and from Devki, from where Devki came. And then this Chitraratha, this family went ahead, and Ridika and Devamidha. From Devamidha came Sursena, and from Sursena is the father of Vasudeva and Kunti. So Vasudeva and Kunti are siblings. And so from Vasudeva and Devki, they got married, and they begot Balrama, Subhadra, and Krishna. These all three are Devki and Vasudeva's sons. Although Balrama looks like Rohini's son, but originally he was in Devki's womb, and he was transferred to Rohini. That's why his name is Sankarshana. So by force he was transferred to Rohini's womb, and then Krishna was born. So and Kunti begot Karna, and apart from Karna, from the Pandu, he got 5 Pandavas. Karna she begot from sun god. So these Pandavas and Krishna were cousin brothers from the parents, which are real brother and sisters. So so mainly what I wanted to say, that Akrura comes quite ahead of all these people. So Akrura is like that very great grand uncle. So he's very elderly personality. Although he was such a great personality, he was very much he knew who is Krishna, and he was always trying to follow Krishna's teachings. And yeah, so we will start with the today's class, and we'll try to learn about the story of Krishna, Akrura's arrival in Vrindavan. Very few people today. I'm very not so happy. Really, this is very bad that people are not interested. They can pass time anywhere, but not in hearing about Krishna. That's not so good. Okay, so anyone would like to read, or shall I read? We can have some questions.
Hare Krishna, I can read, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, will you be able to read?
Yes,
Prabhu?
yes, Mataji, I can. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah,
Hare
thank you, Prabhu. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Akrura's arrival in Vrindavan. Narada Muni did not mention Krishna's killing Vyomasura, which means that he was killed on the same day as the Kesi demon. The Kesi demon was killed in the early morning, and after that the boys went to tend the cows on Govardhana hill, and it was there that Vyomasura was killed. Both demons were killed in the morning. Akrura was requested by Kamsa to arrive in Vrindavana by evening. After receiving instruction from Kamsa, Akrura started the next morning via chariot for Vrindavana. Because Akrura himself was a great devotee of the Lord, while going to Vrindavana, he began to pray to the Lord. Devotees are always absorbed in thoughts of Krishna, and Akrura was constantly thinking of Lord Krishna's lotus eyes.
Thank you, Prabhu. So here we can see that who were the last demons killed by Krishna were Keshi and Vyomasura. So Keshi was killed in the early morning, and then Vyomasura was killed later in the morning on the Govardhana hill. Okay, and then Akrura started on the same morning. Okay, when Keshi demon was killed on that very morning, Akrura also started from Mathura to go to Vrindavan. And Kansa advised Akrura to go and bring Krishna Balram on the previous day evening. So that comes in the previous chapters. So this is the history of how what happened before Akrura arrived, started his journey. Yes, Khyati Mataji, can you read?
Sorry, Mataji, I'm driving. I'm picking Prem up from
Okay,
JQT. Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
Hare Krishna.
Vaishali Mataji, are you there?
I can continue, Mataji. Or
Yeah, you can continue.
yeah. Okay. He did not know what sort of pious activities he must have performed to gain an opportunity to go see Lord Krishna and Lord Balarama in Vrindavana on that day. A pure Vaishnava always thinks himself unfit to serve Krishna. So Akrura began to think within himself that he was unfit for gaining the transcendental opportunity of seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He considered himself as unfit for seeing Krishna as a materialistic person is for understanding the science of God, or as a fourth-class person, a Shudra, is for studying the Vedas. But then Akrura began to think, by the grace of Krishna, everything is possible, and thus, if he likes, I will be able to see him, just as a blade of grass floating on the waves of a river may by chance come near the shore and gain shelter. A conditioned soul carried away by the waves of material existence may sometimes be saved by the grace of Krishna. Akrura thus thought that if Krishna willed, he would be able to see him. Akrura considered himself most fortunate that he was going to see Krishna, whom great mystic yogis desire to see. He was confident that on that day, all the sinful reactions of his past life would be finished and his fortunate human form of life would be successful. Akrura also considered that he was very much favored by Kamsa, who was sending him to bring back Krishna and Balarama, and thus enabling him to see the Lord. Akrura continued to consider that formerly great sages and saintly persons were liberated from the material world simply by seeing the shining nails of the lotus feet of Krishna.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu.
Hare
So
Krishna.
here, Hare Krishna. So here it is said that what good fortune Akrura was thinking that he was thinking that although I am unfit to serve Krishna, still he has been very much great, like he's been very much merciful to me. And Akrura knew that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And just like a fourth class person who is unfit for studying Vedas, he believed that Akrura was in the same way. Akrura was very much unfit. So the unfitness is compared to the fourth class person who is not eligible to study the Vedas. So this is the position of a pure devotee who thinks that he is always unfit for Krishna's glorification or Krishna's seeing Krishna. And he began to think that although by Krishna's mercy and grace everything is possible, and that's why, and he compared that with the blade of grass floating on the waves of river. By chance he reaches the shore. In the same way, a soul carried away by the waves of material existence may sometimes be saved by the grace of Krishna. So these examples you can remember, which are given by Akrura. So these are very nice examples and they are very important. How he compares himself with the material things. And okay. And all the sinful reactions, like what will happen when we see Krishna, like whenever we take darshan of Krishna, in the Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says that aham tvam sava papebhyo mokshasya ma sucha. So whoever dedicates his life to Krishna, that person's sinful reactions are taken away by Krishna. So that is his magic darshan and magic hands. So yeah, person get liberated. Yeah. Next. Can I read that, Prabhu?
Yes, I can read, Mataji. It's up to you, Mataji. I can read. It's fine.
Yeah, you can read.
Okay. That Supreme Personality of Godhead has now come just like an ordinary human being, and it is my great fortune to be able to see him face to face. Akrura thought he was thrilled with expectations of seeing the very lotus feet, which are worshipped by great demigods like Brahma, Narada, and Lord Shiva, which traverse the ground of Vrindavana, and which touch the breasts of the gopis covered with tinges of kumkuma. He thought, I am so fortunate that I will be able to see those very lotus feet on this day, and certainly I shall be able to see the beautiful face of Krishna, which is marked on the forehead and the nose with tilaka, and I shall also see his smile and his curling black hair. I can be sure of this opportunity because I see that today the deer are passing on my right side. Today it will be possible for me to actually see the beauty of the spiritual kingdom of Vishnu Loka because Krishna is the supreme Vishnu and he has invented himself out of his own goodwill. He is a reservoir of all beauty. Therefore, today my eyes will achieve perfection. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. So here again, he is appreciating Krishna's beautiful form and whom he can deliver. Like he said that he's worshipped by the demigods like Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Narada, which travels around the grounds of Vrindavana. And so gopis also got delivered by Krishna. And I am so fortunate that I'll be able to see that very lotus feet on this day. So Krishna's lotus face is being explained here. And yeah, so he could see the good fortune, like good fortune is like deer passing on his right side is a good fortune for him. And then he has compared Vrindavana to the spiritual kingdom because Vishnu Loka. Because Krishna is the supreme Vishnu and he has invented himself on his own goodwill. So he's the reservoir of all beauty. So Vrindavana is compared to spiritual kingdom, and so he would be able to see that very place and very that Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So he feels himself fortunate as the demigods, just like Lord Brahma and Indra or Shiva. Yeah. Yeah, the next one. So I can read. Okay.
I can read, Mataji. Akrura knew beyond a doubt that Lord Krishna is Supreme Vishnu. Lord Vishnu glances over the material energy, and thus the cosmic manifestation comes into being. And although Lord Vishnu is the creator of this material world, he is free by his own energy from the influence of the material energy. By his internal potency, he can pierce the darkness of the material energy. Similarly, Krishna, the original Vishnu, by expanding his internal potency, created the inhabitants of Vrindavana. In the Brahma Samhita, it is confirmed that the paraphernalia and the abode of Krishna are expansions of his internal potency. The same internal potency Krishna exhibits in Goloka Vrindavana is exhibited in the earthly Vrindavana, where he enjoys himself with his parents and in the company of his friend, the cowherd boys and gopis. By the statement of Akrura, it is clear that Krishna is transcendental to the modes of material nature. The inhabitants of Vrindavana, who are always engaged in loving service of the Lord, are also transcendental.
Thank you, Ma'am. So Akrura, there were very few personalities in Mahabharata who knew that Krishna is the supreme Vishnu or supreme personality of Godhead. So one was Akrura, then Kunti, then Bhishma Pitama, Vidura. These all people were very much elevated personalities, and they knew that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Of course, Pandavas knew, but they were moreover considering Krishna as their friend or the cousin brother. And of course, Balrama was Krishna's expansion, so he also knew. But these are the few more personalities. And Lord Vishnu, so he has described his knowledge about material, from where the material manifestation comes. This is I was very amazed to read this when Nanda Maharaj also, when he was glorifying Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, in front of Kamsa. That time, while pacifying Kamsa, when he got very agitated when this bad omens came and they started saying that the eighth son will be killing you, Kamsa. So that time also Nanda Maharaj, he knew, just like in Bhagavad Gita we read, in the same way he was almost similar to Bhagavad Gita, he spoke in front of Kamsa. So we can understand in that time, people had so much deep knowledge of science of Krishna consciousness. So here Akrura is also saying that from where this material manifestation has come into picture. So but just by the glance of Supreme Lord Vishnu, this material existence has come into picture. So and he has also explained from where the Vrindavana and the inhabitants of Vrindavana has come, because Lord's internal potency, Srimati Radharani, has come is his internal potency. In the similar way, the inhabitants of Vrindavana, means all the gopis, all the Gopal friends, they are all from the spiritual world. They came to exhibit their pastimes, and then they went back to the Goloka. So so we can say that the Vrindavana, Bhauma Vrindavana, is also Krishna's internal potency, expansion of Krishna's internal potency. So just like Krishna is above, is unaffected by the material tribulations or material modes of nature, in the same way, inhabitants of Vrindavana were also above all this material existence. They were never affected by the modes of material nature. They were always transcendental to material modes of nature. So just like Goloka, in the Goloka, Krishna exhibits nice pastimes with his family, with his parents, cowherd boys, gopis. In the same way, the Bhauma Vrindavana is the replica of Goloka, where Krishna played pastimes with his Gopa friends. Okay, next paragraph. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Read Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Akrura also considered the necessity of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. He thought that the transcendental activities, instructions, qualities, and pastimes of Krishna are all for the good fortune of people in general. The people can remain constantly in Krishna consciousness by discussing the Lord's transcendental form, qualities, pastimes, and paraphernalia. By doing so, the whole universe can actually live auspiciously and advance peacefully. But without Krishna consciousness, civilization is but a decorated dead body. A dead body must be decorated, may be decorated very nicely, but without consciousness, such decorations are useless. Human society without Krishna consciousness is useless and lifeless. Akrura thought.
And thank you, Prabhu. I just explain this and then we'll move forward. So, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So here, Akrura again says that Krishna's like pastimes of Krishna's activities, instructions, and qualities are also transcendental, and it is a good fortune for people in general to discuss about Krishna's pastimes. And by discussing Krishna's pastime, one can be easily get delivered to the Goloka Vrindavan. And moreover, in this world, what is the benefit? Like people can advance in the spiritual, their spirituality, and they can live peacefully. So whenever there is a Krishna consciousness spread all over the, like Prabhupada was used to say that as America is the superpower, if you make America Krishna conscious, whole America Krishna conscious, then it can lead the world very peacefully. Then the whole world will become peaceful, because whoever is the leader, if you can teach him Krishna consciousness, then because the whole world is following that country or that leader, the whole world can become peaceful. So this is the mantra of making a peaceful nation. So here Akrura has compared the persons without Krishna consciousness in the materialistic personals, like they are interested only in what to wear, where to go, how to eat, how to nicely sleep. So these persons are compared to the decorating on the dead body. The materialistic people are compared to that. So we can remember this example there. Okay, next paragraph, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Akrura thought that Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna has now appeared as one of the descendants of the Yadu dynasty. The principles of religion are his enacted laws. Those who are abiding by such laws are demigods, and those who are not abiding by are demons. He has advented himself to give protection to the demigods, who are very obedient to the laws of the Supreme Lord. The demigods and the devotees of the Lord take pleasure in abiding by the laws of Krishna, and Krishna takes pleasure in giving them all sorts of protection. As confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita, these activities of Krishna, his protecting the devotees and killing the demons, are always good for men to hear and narrate. The glorious activities of the Lord will never increasingly be chanted by the devotees and demigods.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. So here Krishna, Akrura is again, this is all Akrura's thought processes. So while driving his chariot from Mathura to Vrindavan, it is said that he was going here and there. He was not going on the right track. He was just thinking about Krishna's pastimes and about Krishna's greatness and about how good fortune he had. He was just wandering from here to there, and so he was thinking ahead that so Krishna has appeared as the descendant of Yadu dynasty, and here the definition of demigods and demons is given, like whoever is abiding the laws of given by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, so they are called demigods, and who are not abiding are called demons. So dharmastu sakshat bhagavad pranata. So dharma is given by Krishna. So in Bhagavad Gita also it is Krishna is saying chaturvarnya maya shrishta guna karma vivagam. So these 4 classes of men are also made by Krishna. So everything, all the dharma related process sections or rules are being made by Krishna. So whoever follows that is called, they can be called demigod, and who are against it, they are called demons. So in Bhagavad Gita also there are several definitions of Mahatma is given. So in the normal sense we can see that Mahatma, some like Gandhiji also was called Mahatma, but actual who is Mahatma? So Mahatmanastu mam partha devim prakritim ashritam, who who is abiding Devi Prakriti. Devi Prakriti means nature of the demigod is called Mahatma. So this is the definition of Mahatma. And one more place also there is a Mahatma's definition, and I don't remember that, but that is also very nice. So in short, the demigods are the ones who are following the laws stated by Krishna. And why Krishna appears in this material world, as we know, to protect the demigods and to deliver the devotees and demigods and to annihilate the miscreants. And okay, and also because they want to have nice pastimes with Krishna, and Krishna also takes pleasure in dealing such kind of with such kind of his devotees. So, and it is always good to hear and narrate his pastimes and glorious activities will ever increasingly be chanted by the devotees and the demigods. Okay. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that Janma Karma Chame Divyam Evam Yoveti Tattvata. So his activities and pastimes are divya, and whoever knows that, they can go back to Goloka. Okay. Thank you, Brahma. Hare Krishna.
Supreme Personality of Godhead is the spiritual master of all spiritual masters. He is the deliverer of all fallen souls and proprietor of the three worlds. Anyone who is able to see him with eyes smeared with love of Godhead enjoys a festival of seeing. Today I shall be able to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who by his transcendental beauty has attracted the goddess of fortune to live with him perpetually. As soon as I arrive in Vrindavana, I will get down from this chariot and fall prostrate to offer my obeisances to the Supreme Lord, the master of material nature and all living entities. The lotus feet of Krishna are always worshipped by great mystic yogis. So I shall also worship his lotus feet and become one of his friends in Vrindavana, like the cowherd boys. When I bow down before Lord Krishna in that way, certainly he will place his fearless lotus hand on my head. His hand is offered to all conditioned souls who take shelter under his lotus feet. Krishna is the ultimate goal of life for all people who fear material existence. And certainly, when I see him, he will give me the shelter of his lotus feet. I am aspiring for the touch of his lotus-like hand on my... sorry, Mataji. I'm aspiring for hand on my head. When that hand touched the presentations of King Indra and King Bali, these two became qualified to be lords of the universe. And when that hand touched the gopis as they danced with Krishna in the Rasa Lila, it relieved all their fatigue. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, so Krishna is the master of all the spiritual masters. So he's the greatest spiritual master. He's the Krishna Mande Jagat Guru. So Prabhupada is obviously our Jagat Guru, but Krishna is the lawmaker. So that's why he is also Jagat Guru. So he is actual Jagat Guru. So he's the spiritual master of all the spiritual masters. And who can see this? Who can see Krishna in as he is? So the person whose eyes, the people whose eyes are smeared with the love of Godhead. In Brahma Samhita there is a verse, if you know, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadeva Hridayashu Vidayokanti Ya Shama Sundar Achintya Guna Swarupam Govindam Adish Purusham Tamaham Vajami. So it is said that whose eyes are anointed with love of Godhead, they can see Krishna as he is. And they see such kind of saintly personalities can see Lord, Supreme Lord in their hearts. And with the heart is there, because their heart is also smeared with devotion to Krishna. And they can what form they can see in their heart is Shyam Sundar. So they can see Shyam Sundar form with beautiful nice Shyama Varna, and then he's holding the flute with curly hair and such kind of beautiful form. Such devotees whose eyes are smeared with the love of Godhead, they can see the Lord Krishna in their hearts. So here Akrura is saying that today I will be also become eligible to see Krishna. So here we can understand that he's continuously he's continuously putting himself into non-devotee kind of section. He's not uh, um, approving himself as a devotee, pure devotee or devotee even. He says, that's why he's saying that those kind of people whose eyes are like that, they can only see. But today I shall be able to see that Supreme Lord. So this is these are the qualities of a great devotee. So now he's saying that what he will be doing as soon as I arrive in Vrindavan. So now he's thinking what I will do. Okay. So he's saying that I'll get down from the chariot, fall prostrated obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, and the lotus feet. Now he's explaining about Krishna's lotus feet and lotus hands. So lotus feet are always worshipped by the great mystic yogis. So I shall worship. So I shall also be able to worship Krishna's lotus feet. So he has compared himself, like he is saying that he will be also eligible, just like mystic yogis, or the people whose eyes are anointed with Krishna prema, or the people who are always with Krishna, like in the cowherd man, cowherd gopis, or also like the hands which has given benediction to Lord King Indra or King Bali, or the gopis. So he's appreciating Krishna's glories, Krishna's lotus feet and wings. So this paragraph also, I think, continues with that. Okay, yes, Prabhu, you can read further.
Hare Krishna Mataji. In this way, Akrura expected blessings from the hand of Krishna. He knew that Indra, who is the king of heaven and the master of the three worlds, the upper, middle, and lower planetary systems, was blessed by the Lord simply for his offering a little water, which Krishna accepted. Similarly, Bali Maharaja gave only 3 places of land in charity to Vamana Deva, and he also offered a little water. Lord Vamana Deva accepted, and thereby Bali Maharaja attained the position of Indra. When the gopis were dancing with Krishna in the rasa dance, they became fatigued, and Krishna wiped his hand, which is as fragrant as a lotus flower growing in Manasa Sarovara lake, over the pearl-like drops of respiration on the faces of the gopis, and immediately the gopis became refreshed. Thus, Akrura was expecting benediction from the supreme hand of Krishna. Krishna's hand is capable of bestowing benediction upon all kinds of men, if they take to Krishna consciousness. If one wants material happiness like that of the king of... Sorry, Mataji.
Oh, sorry.
Hare Krishna.
I was thinking something else. Yeah, Prabhu. I went somewhere else.
It's easy to get lost in this one. Mataji, Akrura is like, this is really... Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Like that of the king of heaven, he can derive that benediction from the hand of Krishna. If one wants liberation from the pangs of material existence, he can also get that benediction from the hand of Krishna. And if one is pure transcendental love for Krishna wants personal association and the touch of his transcendental body, he can also gain that benediction from his hand.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So here Akrura is further saying that what is the, like, Krishna can be satisfied with such a little things. He is saying about just little water. Like in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says patram pushpam phalam toyam. But here Akrura is going still one step lower than this, just little water. So who got delivered, like Bali Maharaja and king of heaven, who is the king of all three worlds, upper, middle, and lower planetary system, just by offering little water to Krishna. So and Bali Maharaja also gave 3 pieces of land in the charity to Vamana, and also he offered a little water, which Lord Vamandeva accepted. And so by that, just by giving that, what they gain, they attain the position of Indra. Bali Maharaj attained the position, a similar position to Indra. And so Indra is the post. So in some Manvantara, Bali Maharaj also becomes Indra. So that is why it is written like this. And when the gopis were dancing with Krishna, okay, so that time also their fatigue was removed by Krishna, and yeah, so material existence is also material happiness, like that of king of heaven. He can derive benediction from the hand of Krishna. So if one wants material happiness, then also one should go to Krishna. So like material, we get lots of distresses in material world. So by taking shelter of Krishna, one can get pacified, although they are in material tribulation. So this is the glory of Krishna's benediction from Krishna's lotus hands. Well, I went. Okay.
Akrura thought, oh, are we
Wait a
reading?
moment. I went up actually.
Okay, that's it.
Oh, he's saying, yeah, Akrura was afraid. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Akrura was afraid. However, because he had been defeated by Kamsa, the enemy of Krishna, he thought, I'm going to see Krishna as messenger of the enemy. At the same time, he thought, Krishna is in everyone's heart as a super soul, so he must know my heart. Although Akrura was trusted by the enemy of Krishna, his heart was clear. He was a pure devotee of Krishna. He risked becoming Kamsa's deputy, just to meet Krishna. He was certain that although he was going as a representative of Kamsa, Krishna would not accept him as an enemy. Even though I am on a sinful mission, being deputed by Kamsa, when I approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I shall stand before him with all humility and folded hands. Surely he will be pleased with my devotional attitude, and maybe he will smile lovingly and look upon me and thereby free me from all kinds of sinful reactions. I shall then, on the platform of transcendental bliss and knowledge, since Krishna knows my heart, Certainly, when I approach him, he will embrace me. Not only am I a member of the Yadu dynasty, but I am his relative and an unalloyed, pure devotee. By his merciful embrace, surely my body, heart, and soul will be completely cleansed of the actions and reactions of my past life. When our bodies touch, I will immediately stand up with the folded hands, with all humility. Certainly, Krishna and Balaram will call me Akrura, uncle, and at that time, my whole life will be glorious. Unless one is recognized by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his life cannot be successful. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna Prabhu. So, so here Akrura got a bit hesitated because Akrura was continuously thinking that I am from the opposite party. Like Krishna, Kamsa's enemy, greatest enemy was Krishna. So Krishna might think in other way that why Krishna, Arjuna is why Kamsa is sending his messenger, and about Akrura's Akrura's intentions, right? But then he thought that although I am from the other party, the opposition party, but still Krishna, because he's in everyone's heart and also my heart. So he must be knowing that I am not his enemy, but I am his devotee. So although Akrura was trusted by the enemy of Krishna, his heart was clear. So that would be known by Krishna, that although Akrura was in Kamsa's party, but his heart was clear. So that's why, and why he risked that to become Kamsa's deputy just to meet Krishna. So this is a pure devotee's significance. Like he might even for the Krishna's sake, he might risk his life. So we can see many great personalities who are risking their life. We can see Shaman Prabhu, he goes to Pakistan and reaches just for Krishna's sake. So this is the risk that devotees take in Krishna to give Krishna pleasure. Even though I am on a sinful mission, being deputed by Kamsa, when I approach the Supreme, so now he's saying that I have been given a sinful activity to bring Krishna Balram because Kamsa wanted to do killing business with them. So, but still, because Krishna knows me, who am I? So I will be approaching him with all my heart, all my humility, and I'm sure that he will be very pleased with my devotional attitude. He is just specifying himself and thinking. So, and he will be smiling lovingly to me, and that day all the sinful reactions will be cut off. And so because why Krishna will think, because I am a member of Yadu dynasty, also his relative, and an alloyed pure devotee of Krishna. I don't have other intentions than to see Krishna, meet Krishna, and talk to Krishna. So his heart was very clean. So this is the bhava of a Vaishnava also, like a Vaishnava always uses all his senses in Krishna's service. Like he wanted to see with his eyes Krishna's lotus face. He wanted to touch Krishna's body. Like we also have our this vigraha at our home. So when we give them abhishek, we feel very nice. So this is called divine touch. So when Krishna touches, our hand touches Krishna's vigraha, we get purified just by that. Like in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime, there was a leper And that leper was so nice devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells them that like he sees him and he understands that he's a very nice, kind devotee. So leper says that don't touch me. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just holds him and hugs him very tight. And then in that time, that leper converts into a very beautiful personality, a person, a man. So this is the divine touch of Krishna. Just like Krishna did with the same with the Kubja also. These are very nice pastimes of Krishna. So this is the power of Krishna's hands and Krishna's touch. So and he thinks that whenever I'll be bowing down to Krishna, and then Krishna will make me stand up, like make me up, and he will be hugging me, and they will be calling me Akrura uncle. They, like Krishna and Balram, will call me Akrura uncle because he was their great grand uncle. And that time my life will be very glorious because I have been recognized by Supreme Personality of the Godhead. So this should be our mission, to be recognized by Krishna. Like Prabhupada also says in his quotes that don't try to see Krishna, but do the work that Krishna recognizes you. So that should be our ambition, that we can get recognized by Krishna. So then our life will be successful. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. It is clearly stated here that one should try to be recognized by the Supreme Personality of Godhead by one's service and devotion, without which the human form of life is condemned. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Lord, the Personality of Godhead, is equal to everyone. He has no friends and no enemies, but he is inclined to a devotee who renders him service with devotional love. The Bhagavad Gita also declares that the Supreme Lord is responsive in proportion to the devotional service rendered by the devotee. Akrura thought that Krishna was like the desire tree in the heavenly planets, which gives fruit according to the desire of the worshipper. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is also the source of everything. A devotee must know how to render service unto him and thus be recognized by him. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is therefore explained that one should serve both the spiritual master and Krishna simultaneously, and in that way make progress in Krishna consciousness. Service rendered to Krishna under the direction of the spiritual master is bona fide service because the spiritual master is the manifested representative of Krishna. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura says that when one satisfies the spiritual master, he satisfies the Supreme Lord. It is exactly like service in the government office. One has to work under the supervision of the departmental head. If the supervisor of the department is satisfied with the service of the particular person, a promotion and increase in pay will automatically come.
Thank you very much. Here again, Prabhupada says that one should get recognized by Krishna, and by how one can get recognized by one's service and devotion. So if we have got human life, then we need to worship and serve Krishna. That should be our prime aim of this very human life, because in all other lives, it's not that easy to worship Krishna. So if we go to the demigod's life, then that false ego that comes into picture, because we'll be always in mode of passion. So because there in the upper planetary systems, there are lots of like the life is very royal. So when we become very rich, it's very difficult to remember Krishna because of our appearances. So obviously in the animal's life, it's not possible at all. So the human life is the prime benediction to to go back to Godhead. So if we have got Krishna consciousness, then it's very nice. So we should serve Krishna and devote our life to Krishna without any personal aims, desires. So Supreme Personality of Godhead is equal to everyone. So here again, he is thinking about, no, this is written by Prabhupada, that although Krishna is equal to everyone, but he has special affection or prejudice for his own devotees. So in Bhagavad Gita also, he declares Krishna that he is responsive to everyone, but the devotee who renders the loving devotion to Krishna, he is more inclined, and he protects that person. Okay. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu Name Dveshyosti Na Priya Ye Bhajanti Tu Maham Bhaktya Mai Teteshu Chapihim. Although I am equal to everyone, Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu Name Dveshyosti Na Priya. I don't have any enemies, nor I am so much a friend to anyone. But Ye Bhajanti Tu Maham Bhaktya. Whoever worships me with love, devotional love, I I become theirs, that person's, and they become mine. Okay. So this is the establishing relation with Krishna. This is how we can establish relation with Krishna, by becoming his devotee. So Krishna takes a personal care of his devotees. Just like Krishna became Arjuna's chariot driver. So he can become anything. For today's morning, I was reading Bhagavatam, in which first canto, it is said that for Pandavas, Krishna became everything. He became their watchman. He became Pandava's friend, his brother, obviously, his chariot driver. Then many other, like very menial things he did, for like a messenger, like a detective type of work he did also. So Krishna did everything for his yes, guide, obviously. Yes, he preached Bhagavad Gita to Arjun. Yes, he became a guide. So everything Krishna, like very menial services Krishna did for Pandavas. So Krishna, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Whatever I have knowledge, I'm just sharing. So Krishna can go up to any limit for Krishna, for the devotees. In today's world, we sometimes doubt about Krishna being there or not. But when I have seen that whenever we are in total Krishna consciousness, we can even see Krishna walking with us sometimes. Like he just remains with us always if we trust him. So Akrura thought that Krishna was like a desire tree in the heavenly planets. Okay, so this is the another quality of Krishna, that he can gives fruit according to the desire of worshipper. Chinta is like a chintamani, like a touchstone. So if a devotee desires even a material benefit, he is ready to give them. So that's why it is said that instead of going to any demigod, you should ask to Krishna if we have any even material desires. So better to ask to Krishna, because ultimately our material desires also convert into spiritual desires slowly. So it is better to ask Krishna instead of Ganesha, Shiva, anyone. So no offenses to the demigods, but this is the position of Krishna, supreme, because he's Supreme Personality of Godhead. And every, like in Bhagavad Gita also it is said that whatever demigods are giving, that is indirectly given by Krishna only. Ye api anya devata bhakta yajante shraddhayana te api mameva kante yajante avidhi purvakam. Krishna is saying that whoever worships that demigod with lots of puja vidhi and rituals, they are indirectly worshipping me only, because these demigods are going to give that activity, fruits of activity to Krishna only, because they are devotees of Krishna. So why not to worship Krishna only straight away? So Chaitanya Charitamrita therefore explained that one should serve both spiritual master. Now again, the first in the first line it was saying that he's a master of the spiritual master. So one should serve spiritual master and Krishna simultaneously to make progress in Krishna consciousness. So service rendered by Krishna to Krishna under the direction of spiritual master, bona fide spiritual master, is the manifested representative of, because spiritual master is a manifested representative of Krishna. So that's why if we serve bona fide spiritual master, then we are rendering service to Krishna, and if we are rendering service to Krishna, then bona fide spiritual master is served. So with Guru's mercy we get Krishna, and with Krishna's mercy we get Guru. So just like in government office, the example is given here that one has to work under the supervision of departmental head. So the spiritual master plays the role of departmental head. So if we please spiritual master, then our that service is fulfilled, and that we can get promotion. So yes, Prabhu, next paragraph. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. In this way, Akrura, the son of Swaphalaka, Mataji, is it?
Swaphalka.
Swaphalaka, sorry. Hare Krishna.
Maybe this one, Prabhu. Akrura then thought.
Sorry, Mataji.
That's fine.
Akrura then thought, when Krishna and Balaram are pleased with my behavior, certainly they will take my hand, receive me within their home, and offer me all kinds of respectable hospitalities. And they will surely ask me about the activities of Kamsa and his friends. In this way, Akrura, the son of Swaphalka, meditated on Sri Krishna on his journey from Madura. He reached Vrindavana by end of the day. Akrura passed the whole journey without knowing how long it took. When he reached Vrindavana, the sun was setting. As soon as he entered the boundary of Vrindavana, he saw the footprints of the cows and Lord Krishna's footprints. Impressed with the signs of his souls, the flag, trident, thunderbolt, and lotus flower. These symbols on the soles of the Lord's transcendental lotus feet are worshipped by all the demigods and other great personalities throughout the three worlds. Upon seeing the footprints of Krishna, Akrura immediately jumped down from the chariot out of respect. He became overwhelmed with all the symptoms of ecstasy. He wept and his body trembled out of extreme jubilation upon seeing the dust touched by the lotus feet of the Krishna. Akrura fell flat on his face and began to roll on the ground.
Thank you, Brahma. Hare Krishna. So here now Akrura again starts further thoughts, like when Krishna and Balram, what will happen when. So previously he thought that I'll get down and I will go down and they will call me Akrura uncle and they will hug me. So by that transcendental touch, I will be relieve all my material tribulations and fatigues, and I will be delivered. So then he further thinks that Krishna and Balram are pleased. When Krishna and Balram will be pleased with my behavior, they will take my hand, receive me within their home, and offer me all kinds of nice hospitality they will be doing. And so here in the second paragraph, son of Swaphalka. So Akrura is the son of Swaphalka. And I hope we are not going out of do you want to continue or we can do next time? We can continue, Prabhu. That's okay.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. It's okay, Mataji.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So then he's meditating on the Krishna's hoof print, and then he saw. Actually, he saw. Okay, he reached Vrindavan, and while the sun was setting. So he started in the morning while the sun was setting. He reached Vrindavan because he was thinking all the things and he was going everywhere. So it took very long time for him to reach Vrindavan from Mathura. And just when he reached, he saw the hoof prints of cows and the Lord footprints together. So in the Lord's soles, he saw flag, trident, thunderbolt, lotus flower, and these are the images which can be seen only in Lord's lotus feet, like Lord Krishna's or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. Upon seeing these footprints of Krishna, he immediately jumped down of chariot and paid his obeisances. And he overwhelmed with all the symptoms of ecstasy, and he wept. His body trembled out of extreme jubilation upon seeing the dust touched by the lotus feet of Krishna. Akrura fell flat on his face and began to roll on the ground. So this is a process of how we should act when we reach Vrindavan. So there is a Raman Riti area in which our Hare Krishna temple is there. Our Krishna Balram temple is in area of Raman Riti in Vrindavan. So Raman Riti is where all the cows, when Krishna said that like when he was going to herd cows first time, his Nanda Baba and Yashoda Mata, they said that you should wear shoes, and otherwise your lotus feet are so soft you will get hurt by the thorns. So Krishna said that the cows are not wearing the shoes, why should I wear? So then the cows, all the cows, they heard this conversation somehow, because they are all transcendental. Vrindavan is all transcendental. So they knew. So they just ran on this the ground of Vrindavan, certain part of Vrindavan which is called Raman Reti now, and they made the sand so soft that when Krishna walks on it, he doesn't get hurt. That's why you must be seeing whenever we visit Vrindavan, the sand in Vrindavan is very different as compared to all the other places, because we cannot wear, like we can walk barefooted and nothing will hurt our feet. So this is a place where Raman Reti particularly, where people roll on the ground and they feel blessed. So Akrura also did the same thing, and these are his bodily, like what happened to him and how he reacted to the Vrindavan when he reached there. It is explained here. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. You can continue.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Akrura's journey to Vrindavana is exemplary. One who intends to visit the Vrindavana should follow the ideal footsteps of Akrura and always think of the pastimes and activities of the Lord. As soon as one reaches the boundary of Vrindavana, he should immediately smear the dust of Vrindavana over his body. Sorry, excuse me, Mataji.
Yes, okay, Prabhu.
Thinking of his material position and prestige, Srila Narottama Dasa Thakura has sung in a celebrated song, Vishaya Chadiya Kabe Subha Kabe Mana. When my mind will be purified after leaving the contamination of material sense enjoyment, I shall be able to visit Vrindavana. Actually, one cannot go to Vrindavana by purchasing a ticket. The process of going to Vrindavana is shown by Akrura.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So here it is said that one who intends to visit Vrindavana, they should follow the footsteps of Akrura. So this whole topic is how one can visit Vrindavan. what bhava they should keep from the beginning, from starting his journey till reaching Vrindavana, and even inside Vrindavana, what he should do. This one should meditate on this chapter if someday we want to visit Vrindavana. So then one should, as soon as one reaches Vrindavana, he should smear the dust all over his body, in spite of whatever his material position. So, sarvopadi vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirvanam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti uttam. So, one should not think of upadhi, like I am this, I am that. सर्वोपाधि विनिर्मुक्तम, सब साथ साइड में रख के तत्परत्वेन निर्मलम, एकदम निर्मल भाव से, with very humble state of mind, one should worship Krishna. Rishikena rishikesha sevanam, with all our senses we should serve Krishna. Bhakti uttamam, that is the best bhakti. So Narottama Das Thakur also has said that when my mind will be purified after leaving the contamination of material sense enjoyment, I'll be able to visit Vrindavan. So it's such a great personality. He's saying that when one will be able to visit Vrindavan, when one's mind will be purified by the contamination of sense enjoyment, material sense enjoyment, then only one can visit Vrindavan, because it is a spiritual world. So there no material aspect comes into picture. So even if we are visiting Vrindavana, but if we have all these things inside us, anarthas, then it is equal to not visiting Vrindavan. So whenever we are, our senses are very clean, become very clean, our heart becomes very clean, mind purified, then only we can visit Vrindavana. So one cannot go to Vrindavana by purchasing a ticket, as shown by Akrura. Yes, Prabhu, you can continue.
When Akrura entered Vrindavana, he saw Krishna and Balaram engaged in supervising the milking of the cows. Krishna was dressed in yellow garments and Balaram in bluish. Akrura also saw that their eyes were exactly like the beautiful lotus flower that grows during the autumn season. He saw Krishna and Balaram in the spring of their youth. Although they had the same bodily features, Krishna was blackish in complexion, whereas Balarama was whitish. Both were the shelter of the goddess of fortune. They had well-constructed bodies, beautiful hands, and pleasing faces, and they were as strong as elephants. Now, after seeing their footprints, marked with flag, trident, thunderbolt, and lotus, Akrura actually saw Krishna and Balaram face to face. Although they were the most influential personalities, they were glancing at him with smiling faces. Akrura could understand that both Krishna and Balarama had returned from tending cows in the forest. They had taken their baths and were dressed with fresh clothing and garlanded with flowers and with necklaces made of valuable jewels. Their bodies were smeared with pulp of sandalwood. Akrura greatly appreciated the aroma of the flowers and sandalwood. Flowers and the pulp of sandalwood and their bodily presence. He considered himself very fortunate to see Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his plenary expansion, Balarama, face to face, for he knew that they were the original personalities of the creation.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So when Akrura, now he's actually entering Vrindavan, he saw the footprints of Krishna, and then now he's seeing face to face Krishna. Okay, so this is how we should take darshan of Krishna whenever we are visiting temple. We should see the lotus feet of Krishna first, and then his body, and then the face. So this is how one should take darshan of Krishna. So Krishna was he was milking the cows, and they were milking the cows, and they were supervising the milking of cows. And here their attire has been explained: yellow, and Balram was blue. And their eyes were lotus eyes and nice, fresh youth personalities, and black and white complexion, both like respectively, and yeah, so here again their description has been very nicely given, and they had the aroma of sandalwood, flowers and the sandalwood, and their bodily presence. Akrura greatly appreciated their bodily presence by their aroma and flowers, scented flowers. He considered himself as very fortunate to see Krishna and Balram face to face. So this is how our by chance in some like one of our birth, if we can go back to Krishna, this is how they will look. This is the perfect example, like in Bhauma Vrindavan, what Akrura saw Krishna. This is the same feature we can see him in Goloka. So by reading this chapter, we can understand how Krishna would look in Goloka also. If someday we'll have some good fortune to visit Krishna. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Prabhu, you can continue.
Hare Krishna. As stated in the Brahma Samhita, Krishna is the original personality of Godhead and the cause of all the causes. Akrura could understand that the Supreme Personality of Godhead had appeared personally for the welfare of his creation, to re-establish the principles of religion, and to annihilate the demons. With their bodily effulgence, the brothers were dissipating all the darkness of the world, as if they were mountains of sapphire and silver. Without hesitating, Akrura immediately got down from his chariot and fell flat, just like a rod, before Krishna and Balaram. Upon touching the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he became overwhelmed with transcendental bliss. His voice choked up, and he could not speak. Due to his transcendental pleasure, incessant torrents of tears fell from his eyes. He remained stunned in ecstasy, as if devoid of all powers to see and speak. Lord Krishna, who is very kind to his devotees, raised Akrura with his hand and embraced him. It appeared that Lord Krishna was very pleased with Akrura. Balarama also embraced Akrura. Then the two lords took him by the hand and brought him to a sitting room, where they offered him a very nice sitting place and water for washing his feet. They also worshipped him with suitable presentation of honey mixed with other ingredients. When Akrura was thus comfortably seated, Krishna and Balaram offered him a cow in charity and then bought very palatable dishes, and Akrura accepted them. When Akrura finished eating, Balarama gave him betel nut and spices, as well as pulp of sandalwood, just to make him more pleased and comfortable. The Vedic system of receiving a guest was completely observed by Lord Krishna himself to teach all others how to receive a guest at home. It is a Vedic injunction that even if a guest is an enemy, he should be received so well that he does not apprehend any danger from the host. If the host is a poor man, he should at least offer a straw mat as a sitting place and a glass of water to drink. Krishna and Balaram welcomed Akrura in a way just befitting his exalted position.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So, long paragraph. So Krishna, as Brahma Samhita, it is said that Krishna is the original personality of Godhead, causes of all causes. Akrura could understand that Supreme Personality of Godhead had appeared personally for the welfare of his creation, re-establish the principles of Dharma. So Yeah, so this is like we already explained this, that what is the purpose of Krishna coming to this material world. And here again the explanation about their features are there. So they look like a mountains of sapphire and silver. So sapphire is Krishna and silver is Balram. And Akrura immediately got down from the chariot, and he touched their lotus feet. And because they were present face to face, which was his long-awaited desire, which got fulfilled. His voice got choked up, and he could not speak. And like he started crying with happiness, and then so this is how they welcomed Akrura. They embraced Akrura, and then they took him by their hand and offered them a nice sitting place and some water for washing his feet, and worshipped him with suitable presentations, honey mixed with other ingredients. When Akrura was thus comfortably seated, Krishna and Balaram offered him cow for charity, and they fed him nice palatable dishes. And then at the end, Balrama gave him betel nut and spices and the pulp of sandalwood. So these are the offerings given by Krishna Balram to Akrura. So this is the Vedic system of receiving a guest. Even if he is an enemy, then also that person shouldn't feel that does not apprehend any danger from the host. He shouldn't be able to apprehend any danger from the host. So such should be our hospitality to the guest. So Krishna is always expert in receiving his guest, and by his example, he has showed us that how to receive a guest at our home. So like even if he is a very poor Brahmana like Sudama Brahman, or even if he is a great saint like in Rajasuya Yagna, in Indraprastha, when Yudhishthira held a Rajasuya Yagna, there many saints came, very exalted devotees of and saintly personalities came, and Krishna took the job of washing the feet of all the saintly personalities. So he could have taken a bigger job, but he took this menial job of washing the feet of these devotees. So Krishna has always showed us in Bhagavad Gita. Also, Krishna says that yad yad acharti shrestha tat tat evetaro jana sayat pramanam kurute lokastat anuvartate. So whatever exalted personality as Shrestha does, the next to come generation, they follow that. So that's why a leader, a political leader, or even parents, or in a company, a boss should have exemplary atheistic behavior, so that the followers, his followers, will actually he should be leading by example. Just like Prabhupada, he's called Acharya because he first follow himself, then he asked people to do that. So that is called right behavior. And if that is followed by other people, then it is also in the previous paragraphs we saw that Krishna consciousness, if we want peace around the world, then Krishna conscious leaders we want. And such kind of leaders will create Krishna conscious citizens. And then the whole earth can become Krishna conscious. So the superpower countries or the people, they should take into Krishna consciousness, and that's how we can make the world Krishna conscious. Just like Lila Prabhu has taken this charge of making all the IITians Krishna conscious. So now the world are looking at the IITians and they are becoming also Krishna conscious. Prabhupada picked up Americans, which were very fallen, and then now the world are looking at them and they are trying to become Krishna conscious. So this is the way to make like wider population Krishna conscious. And so Krishna showed how to receive a guest to as a host. So he's the best host. Okay, yes, Prabhu. Next one.
After Akrura was thus properly received and seated, Nanda Maharaja, the foster father of Krishna, said, "My dear Akrura, what shall I inquire from you? I know that you are being protected by Kamsa, who is most cruel and demoniac. His protection is just like the slaughterhouse keeper's protection of animals he will kill in the future. Kamsa is so selfish that he has killed the sons of his own sister. So how can I honestly believe that he is protecting the citizens of Madura? This statement is most significant. If the political or executive heads of the state are simply interested in themselves, they can never look after the welfare of the citizens. As Nanda Maharaja spoke to the Akrura with pleasing words, Akrura forgot all the fatigue of the day's journey from Madura to Vrindavan. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 38th chapter of Krishna, Akrura's arrival in Vrindavana. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Haribol. You read the whole chapter. Thank you. Yeah.
Haribol Mataji, it's
You are very
very
blessed.
fortunate, Mataji. Yeah, in this
Very
Damodara,
fortunate. That's what. Yeah.
Damodara,
Very,
Hare Krishna.
very fortunate. So nice, Prabhu Haribol.
Haribol Mataji.
So, one message. Okay, yeah, Haribol Vaishali Mataji. So after Akrura was thus properly received and seated by Nand Maharaja, the foster father of Krishna said. So the Nand Maharaja then said that what I should inquire from you. He was very becoming by seeing Akrura itself. He was a bit broken because he knew that Akrura has come to bring Krishna and Balram for Kamsa's sake. So he said that although he knew, then he asked Akrura that, what can I ask you about Kamsa? Like what about cities and how they are doing? Like in normal way, we are always asking whenever we meet some people, we ask, how are you? Then they say, we are fine, but actually they are not fine. So because we are also living in the similar condition, just like Kamsa's could never protect the citizens. So the people nowadays, these politicians are also like Kamsa. They are keeping the slaughterhouses, and they are killing the animals. And what to say about they are protecting citizens? It's just a show off. So this same example, Prabhupada has stated here that his protection is just like slaughterhouse keeper's protection of animals. He will kill in future. So we can see in the weather reports also, they say that this cow herd, this cow grazing, this grazing cow should be taken inside, and this pig and those should be protected. For what thing they are protecting? They are protecting them to later kill them. So so this is the Kamsas are now in modern civilization. We can see all the Kamsas here. So for their selfish, is so selfish that he has killed his sons and own sisters. So how can I honestly believe that he is protecting the citizens of Mathura? All kinds of sinful people. How can they protect the civilized human beings? Like not civilized, but citizens. So then he's saying that he's very hopeless. Like he's showing his hopelessness there. And if the political or executive heads of the state are simply interested in themselves, they can never look after welfare of the citizens. Here Prabhupada is commenting that. And Nanda Maharaj spoke to Akrura with pleasing words. Akrura forgot his fatigue. So this is how one should talk to a person who is visiting our home. And this is the hospitality we should be rendering to a person who is visiting. So this is very nice example how to visit Vrindavana, how to receive a guest, and how to see a Lord whenever we take darshan, when we go for the darshan, and what one should expect from Krishna. So this is all given in this chapter. Any other lessons you learned while reading? So please share here if you have time now. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Prabhu, you want to say something, Prabhu? Hare Krishna. Okay, he went. Yeah. Okay, Mataji's Hare Krishna. Okay, can't speak. Okay. Okay, so we'll conclude the meeting here. Hare Krishna. Thank you for attending. Very few people, but thank you. We could run the class at least. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.